Hey, what's going on? I am live and how to move to Costa Rica. I'm going to share 7 of my personal, very unconventional Costa Rica expat tips. I want to help you as a Costa Rica expat wannabe to prevent being one of the percentages of people who will be leaving within the year. Yes, you hear me well. There are many brand new expats who came to Costa Rica and who left within the year. They didn't make the full year round. Now, why is that? There's a lot of reasons to mention, but I'm going to give you 7 of my personal tips, how I've done it, and hopefully you can benefit from it to make Costa Rica living, your best time of your life. That is it for me. A little bit about myself, and why am I doing these videos. I moved to Costa Rica in 2018 with my husband and 2 growing up kids, simply because we didn't like the Netherlands anymore. We loved the tropics. We traveled a lot. And because our laptop/online business totally allowed us to close our laptops in the Netherlands and open them up wherever in the world. And our heart fell for Costa Rica, in a Costa Rica vacation back in 2016. And yeah, that's where we decided to move here, and that's what we've done. The rest is history. You can see a lot of my channel about my life. And what I would love to do today is to share my personal tips. And there's not just this, there, if someone else would make this exact same video who is a different personality than me, probably that person will mention totally different tips. This is my world. This is my way. I have done it a very unconventional way. A lot of people called me crazy, the way that I left the Netherlands and moved to Costa Rica. But I'm going to share them step by step. So stick with me to the end if you want to learn everything I have learned myself that I believe you can benefit from. And I think it's worth to say that I'm grateful to have my channel with more than 5,000 subscribers today. I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but I'm really grateful for you as my viewer, as someone who is commenting below my videos and asking me questions. And I do this for you. This is not my one woman show. I do this to serve people around the world who wanna come to Costa Rica, or to travel, to vacation, or even to move here. And I'm really enjoying making these videos, because I also know that people receive my videos happily and they can benefit from it. So today I'm gonna strive to do that again. So let's just dive right in. After the little heads up, you cannot do that while I'm live, but if you see this video on my channel or one of my other videos, be sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon, because then you get a notification every time I go live or when I upload a new video. That might be a specific topic that would be perfect for you to hear at that specific moment. And you can always leave your comments below, always reply, give me a couple of days. But I will always get back to you in person. And there's a world of information in the description below about my education that I created, about my books that I wrote, about my coaching programs, about other options that might be interesting for you, even to set up a call with me. If you have a lot of personal questions you want to ask me one-on-one, it's possible. Scroll down and learn more. Okay, are you ready for unconventional tip by Muriel, number 1, about how to move to Costa Rica my way? And I'm very happy in Costa Rica. And that starts with this: letting go and surrendering opens doors. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do it your way, but I left everything in the Netherlands. I don't have a house there anymore. I don't have a job. I don't have a company. I have nothing. I am officially a digital nomad. I left the Netherlands to go elsewhere. I brought my laptop business, which is international, and I don't have something that needs me back in the Netherlands. Also, not a safety net. There's not like a house where I can just go live in if I'm done with Costa Rica. No, I literally closed the door in the Netherlands. We as a family did that. So you have to understand me well. I also told my kids to select the stuff that they wanted to bring, and the stuff that they need to let go. So it's all about letting go. If you want to start a new life and move to Costa Rica, how have I done it? I let go everything, and we just brought 2 suitcases and a backpack, including our business, which is of course a big benefit. And it may be a heads up for you. If you're fine, if you're cool, if you have an online job, can work remote, that's cool, you can come to Costa Rica. But I always, I think it's important to mention that it is a huge part of my freedom of choice to come here. And also, if I don't like it, that I know, let's just close the laptops and move elsewhere. So that made the choice for me so possible to do it unconventional. Goodbye, the Netherlands. Hello, Costa Rica. But that way, we stood fully in the new world here. There was nothing to pay attention to anymore in the Netherlands. And by the way, if you want to do, we have beloved friends and family. Yes, of course. But part of them just come and visit us. And the dearest, closest family member, she is here with us like half of the year. We built her a house. We bought property together. So that's also an option. She saw how happy we were. She's here with us. How cool is that? So that's what I mean. It opens doors, not just for yourself. If you let go and surrender and dare to step in the unknown, you also just are more open for opportunities to come to you. I have got the opportunity to buy a property while we didn't even plan to buy anything, but it appeared because we surrendered to Costa Rica, and also were willing to adjust we were also willing to feel that it's not always easy. Sometimes we didn't have electricity, or there was no water coming from the tap, or the first rental house was crap. If you surrender to it, you see that there will be events or people coming on your path, if you always have a positive mind, that will help you to the next step. That's even better. So that's how I experienced it. So I hope you benefit from my tip number 1 for Costa Rica Expat wannabes. Surrender and let go. Surrender and let go. You don't own the circumstances, but if you're open-minded and surrender, you will be happily surprised. And I promise you that, by people who come from the unknown, who are really there to help and support and to guide, and who may even become better friends than you ever had back where you came from. That's my experience. Tip number 2 about how to move to Costa Rica for Costa Rica Expat wannabes. My way. This is not the way, my way. And if you have another way, share it below. We love to learn from you. I love to hear from you. Less is more. Less is more. I cannot say it enough. I see so many people arranging their whole household into one or multiple containers, including cars and furniture. Do what you like, but I didn't bring a thing from my house except a couple of crucial stuff that fitted in 2 suitcases and 1 little backpack that was my hand luggage, including my business. So why do I say less is more? Well, you are more flexible. And stay tuned to the rest of my video, then you will understand. You will be more flexible to discover other things if you don't have to carry around your whole household. We came in our very first rental, which, was temporarily, but it was more crappy than we thought, than we could have foreseen. It was very easy for us to just explore and see what else was there, because everything that we brought just fitted in our suitcases again. It's very easy to go from A to B if you don't own so much. And I assure you personally, and I've seen it with my kids, letting go of stuff is freedom. Knowledge and knowing how to navigate online, how to communicate with your dear family members back home, but even how to run your business from a laptop, and knowledge how to do it. Knowledge about languages, that you can speak at least English, but of course, if you speak Spanish, it's helpful. If you can navigate in a new country with an open mind, positive approach to the local people who are Ticos, this is their country. Don't be stupid and just demand that they have to bow for you. You come to their country. Things are different here. Less is more. There is a reason why wooden furniture, is made of Guanacaste wood or teak wood here. Why do you think I didn't bring my original furniture? Because we have termites here. That's just one practical example. Like, why would I drag all that stuff with me? It's just something that I used. I can replace it. What I cannot replace is my freedom of thinking, like my brain, my mind, my brain in action, of course, my family, right? My beloved ones. If as long as we're together and we're healthy, I am free. But again, it also has to do with my business and my laptop, of course. But that is actually tip number 7. So stick with me. I have to say some things about that. So less is more. That brings me to tip number 3. My personal tip, again, it's not the tip. Other people have different experiences, and please comment below if you have another experience. But my statement is bold, but my statement is this: it's impossible to find the perfect long-term rental from a distance. Not by a relocation agency, not by someone you know. I know no one who moved to Costa Rica and is still living in their first long-term rental since they came, or at least for a half a year or more. Happily. A lot of them are still living there, but are not happily because there's a lot wrong with the house. Or since your move, and that happens quite a lot, you change. And your values are different. So what you were looking for in your born land, what you're leaving to move to Costa Rica, your values will change about what's needed. So I would not search for a big house, for example. Even if I'm with many people, I would search for a house with a lot of outdoor space, with, of course, good places to sleep, etc. But in the Netherlands, we don't live outside because a lot of months per year it's cold. In Costa Rica, you don't need that much. People live outdoors. I'm sitting outdoors, right? We have space. Outdoors is more important than indoors. Of course, it depends on where you live. If you live in Monteverde, where it rains a lot, etc., etc. In San Jose, it's more colder. Of course, it depends on the location and on the type of person and how big your family is, etc. But I hope you get my point. But if you let go of the urge to control, that you are moving to Costa Rica and you're becoming a Costa Rica expat, that you need that house to secure your happiness, I think it's stupid to think it works that way. I believe you can only find a very nice rental, a long-term rental for you and your family or your friends, whatever, at the location after getting here. So don't worry about not finding a long-term rental. Just get there, find a short-term rental, go in the good season, so not in high season. Right now it's high season, so end of November till April is high season. There are a lot of people, so the marketplace is, it's crowded here. You're not the only one who's looking for a rental. But if you just come, we came end of September, beginning of October, start of rainy season, and many places in Costa Rica, they were happy with us to rent because the town was quiet. So you have more choice, more options, and then take it from there. Start talking to people, start asking people, go blend in the local community. There might be someone close to you who is renting out but isn't not renting it out in public. So get to a location, see if you like it, and take it from there. Trust me, everyone I know who came here did it that way. So I hope that makes sense for you. So that was tip number 3. And tip number 4 is also a bold statement. If you have no patience, you will be very unhappy living in Costa Rica as an expat. Simple. If you are very impatient, you're not going to make it here. You're going to eat yourself up from within. You're going to have so much stress. Believe me, you have to work on that. Or accept it the way it is. Find a hobby to distract yourself or whatsoever. Like, things take long here. But look at the climate. It's warmer here. It's a lot of places warm, tropical, subtropical climate. The tempo of life is different. Pura vida is not just about eating fruits and eating healthy. It's also just an easier tempo of life. And thank you for the comments. I cannot see all the comments because I'm using a tool called StreamYard. But I will read the comments later, so keep them coming. But thank you. Lionsdale Divine Health for your reply. So yeah, be patient and just take it from me. Train it as a muscle. It will benefit you. It will benefit you. It will benefit you. Don't get me wrong. I am a human being and I have urges that I'm impatient. I have to, especially when it comes down to health stuff and doctors' appointments, and you want speed, 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 but you don't control the circumstances. And the Ticos work differently. They're not just, I don't know, I can, but it's in the benefit of my happiness, I must say, to be living in Tico world. I love the Tico culture. And I can also share why. The people are not confrontational. So if you are impatient, for example, in the bank, for example, you're like, it's taking so long and you're going to do like this. The people working there will not immediately respond with an angry response. They would just stay calm. They are not, they're not so aggressive in their characters overall. Not everyone is the same, but they're not non-confrontational. So they rather prevent a confrontation and a verbal fight with you. Than if I compare this with the Netherlands, my goodness, if you do this in traffic, you are lucky when you're not dragged out of your car and hit to the ground. That's typically, I'm not proud of it to say, but that happens a lot in the Netherlands. Perhaps also you recognize this. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in Costa Rica, but overall, you need patience. And if you have that, you're going to enjoy it more. And that way you can prevent just screamingly leaving Costa Rica within the year. So my next tip is, this is my next statement. They say Costa Rica is expensive. So suppose you're planning on moving to Costa Rica. Now you take this as a truth. Costa Rica is expensive. Well, my first question is, expensive compared to what? And what value do you connect with money? For me personally, I always say, but I'm a life and business coach, and I help people, I train people, I coach people on how to build a business online and how to replace their jobs, making an income a different way than with a job, etc. I always say expensive compared to how much money you are used to earn or have. Or is it expensive compared to other Latin American countries? Are you comparing it? If you look at Mexico, for example, it's one of the big competitors of countries where people love to move to if they're done with their country. It's warm, it's Spanish, it's Latin, it's Spanish, it's warm, it's beautiful, there's a lot to do. But there's way more crime there. There's way more corruption there. There's more gangs, there's more cartels, there's more crime. I'm not saying it's not there in Costa Rica, but way less than in Mexico. So for me, peace of mind, not so much crime, safety, a not corrupt government. I'm not saying there's no corruption here, so don't pin me on everything, but I think there's corruption everywhere. There's corruption in the Netherlands. There's corruption everywhere. But I believe that, why do you think Costa Rica is expensive? I just would not use that word, because one, why would not just say that, like, Costa Rica is expensive? One, you're going to focus on everything that costs much, while there's so many options. I know people, they live from a very tiny budget. They are retired and they live on a very tiny budget happily. They have their own house, they have their own piece of land. I don't know how they do, but they do it. There's people, they're multimillionaires, and they're happy too, and they live in big mansions and everything in between. So there's multiple ways of living and cost of living, and you have options. So take that from me. I made other videos about the cost of living in Costa Rica. Just check out my channel, type in the search option on my channel, cost of living. I made like 5 videos about it, different angles. I hope that you can benefit from that as well. But I believe for a digital nomad, online marketer, affiliate marketer, online coach, someone who's making a very nice income in Costa Rica, I want to stay humble, but Sky is the limit, truly, if you know how to navigate online. There is good internet, high quality internet. You have a lot of rights as a tourist and an expat foreigner to buy stuff here, to run your business. They even are willing to give you a digital nomad visa if you can prove that you make a specific income every month. And you are welcome here to stay with your family. How cool is that? So, expensive. What does the word expensive mean, guys? If you can live in peace and free and eat from the ground and eat from the trees and eat fish from the ocean and make beautiful friends and live in a non-confrontational culture where people are friendly with a very good healthcare system, which is very important for me, I don't think Costa Rica is expensive. I think it's a very good deal, the best deal that you can get. That's for me, of course. I told you this is my personal tips, but I hope you can benefit from it. And I have 2 more tips to go. And that is tip number 6 to help you prevent leaving Costa Rica. If you are Costa Rica expat wannabe, you want to move to Costa Rica, is that you have to adjust your speed of life. Don't plan doing something. So don't a planned activity. I'm not talking about random things, but don't do more than one planned thing a day. If you're gonna plan more, there's so many chances that you will screw up with your planning, and that frustrates, right? So, for example, how I lived in the Netherlands. Okay, I bring the kids to school, and then quickly I go to the supermarket, and then I'm gonna drive to work, because that was back in the days before I replaced it with my online business. And I did like 10 more things. That doesn't work here in Costa Rica, because I might get stuck on the way to school. Well, now my kids do online school, so that's a different story. But just for example, just plan one thing per day. For example, if I need to run errands in the nearby town to get my fridge filled up and to get some stuff that I need, or to whatever, go to town. That's my one activity that day, period. And more I don't plan. Of course, besides my coaching clients, I have several coaching clients, but that's different. Logistically, don't make the mistake that you plan too much. Logistically, perhaps I should add the word logistically. Logistics are challenging here. The bank can be closed because you don't know why, or you were not updated about national holidays, and the road can be closed out of the blue. Sometimes they do that in Costa Rica on Sundays, and you're touring around. Oh, the most important road that you need to take, they just close it right in front of you. I've had that happen. We had to drive around. It took us 6 hours longer. Duh. If you're gonna stress yourself up about that, and you have planned many other things that day, there you go. So don't plan too many things on one day. Just keep it to one, and what you can do more is just see it as a big piece of luck. And that will make life much easier, trust me. And the final tip number 7, if you're a Costa Rica expat wannabe, freedom for me is freedom of location, is freedom of economy, is freedom of how much I can earn, with who I can work, how much I earn, what work I do, how I dress. My business online is my temple, is my freedom. It's my connection to you. It's how my business is built up. When I close this laptop in 5 minutes after doing this video, I'm going to do other things. And I have systems in place that I've built. And how I do that, I teach that in my coaching program. I have some systems in place. YouTube is a type of system, because YouTube is repeating my message even when I'm not speaking, when I'm offline. So I can provide information. Just let's talk about you. You can provide information about something. You can share expertise, knowledge, ideas, entertainment, even to others who are looking for it while you are doing other things. But this is how you can also, let's keep it with me, that's how I make a lot of money. Because you might receive an email from me, but I wrote it, but probably not at that exact moment that you filled out your email address on the page that pops up when you click one of my links in the description below. That's how you run an online business based on passive income. That is based on smart technology and tools that's doing the work for you when you're not working. And that's something else as purely passive income, money that works for you instead of working for money. But I don't want to go too deep in this. I just wanted to give you a tip. If you're planning on moving to Costa Rica, be sure to protect yourself. Don't count on finding a job here. It's not easy to find a good paying job here. Let me state it boldly. It's impossible to find a good paying job here. It's bold. I know it's unconventional. I never search for a job here because I am my own boss. I'm an entrepreneur. I want you to be aware that if you don't have a rock solid income, online, remote, independently. So take this from me. You don't want to count just on a remote job, because what will happen if you moved here with your stuff, your family, your pal? I don't know what you have to leave and what it takes you. Now your boss fires you because of, perhaps he loves you, but the business is collapsing because of external factors. We have seen crazy 2 years, right? Don't get me wrong. It happened to a lot of businesses that had to fire a lot of their most loyal staff members. What happened to them? A lot of them have a lot of problems and still. So I'm just saying, build your roof while the sun is still shining. If you are a Costa Rica wannabe, if you are a digital nomad, you can earn your living online. And there's like hundreds of ways to earn your living online. I teach several ways. I teach people in my coaching program to set up 5 income streams, and some of them are 100% passive. It's not rocket science. I still type with 2 fingers, but I'm just saying, or have a good retirement plan and you don't have to work, or you have a pile stash of money. Awesome for you. But don't think too easily about building a business here offline, running based on tourism, because we have all seen what happened when there were no tourists in Costa Rica. It's still devastating. I know still families have no home because they lost everything, because they didn't have a reserve or a buffer. Please prepare yourself financially to move to Costa Rica. Have your backup plan. And if you don't have a financial backup plan, I'm not saying come and move to Costa Rica when you have your online business up and running. No, but you can combine it, move to Costa Rica and learn how to do it if you still have a job or remote business, or you can just live here for a year. It's possible. I know people succeed online that way, but within the year. So I hope that makes sense for you. As always, I'm here to provide valuable content. I'm not here to press my opinion on you. I just want to give you some brain food and make your own, just craft your own move to Costa Rica your way. Perhaps you think, well, your way, Muriel, is totally not my way. I'm just totally gonna live in a compound. I'm gonna bring everything and I'm gonna stay in one place. I'm gonna explore 3 times before I move there, and I'm gonna keep my business back there in the US or Canada, wherever. Do it your way. This is my way. This is my happy way. Costa Rica is my happy place, and I'm happy to inspire you by sharing my way. But leave your replies below if you have some stuff to share that you think others can benefit from. And I just love seeing you succeed and being a happy expat in Costa Rica, and make a happy move to Costa Rica and see it as an adventure, because life is an adventure. Before you know it, it's over. So my final tip, that's off the records, I didn't mention that, it could be tip number 8, is just dare to take the leap of faith, and unfamiliar doors will open for you. If you have positive mindset like that, also train your brain as a muscle. So same as your patience, you're going to make it. And I love to see you and meet you one day. So thank you for watching my video. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. For more information about my things that I do and teach online, description below. Subscribe, like, comment, and all that jazz if you think I deserve it. And I'm going to say bye, because I'm going to do some other stuff. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you a lot. You should know that. Ciao.